is Abid and currently I am working at HPFC Finance Corporation. Recently I have joined HPFC, but being in the IT industry of Pakistan since 1995. I came from Stanford University and worked for different organizations in pharmaceutical industry and telecom financial institution. I have seen, if I will say, my background is that there is a three era of information technology in Pakistan. If we talk about early 90s, then we will say there was a electronic data processing in different institute or multinational, where they try to store their information electronically and retrieve it, or somewhere they were using processing it. Then came the client server technology environment, the data processing and data entry, transfer it to the business users, and the computer EDP convert into a computer division, where computer division was responsible providing facility to the business users, and also supporting their backup or providing antivirus and connectivity. Then came the third era, which is IT. Everybody would start talking about IT, and there was .com thing. So the internet was introduced in Pakistan. The intranet concept was introduced in the organizations. So the computer division converted into an IT. What is mean by IT? What I understand about IT is the data processing and data communication, the merger of these two things. And then in the same time, parallelly there were different business model were introduced in Pakistan, like call center, customer services, mobile communication, SMS, web. So these all things became the default of using an IT environment. HPFC being a national public sector, they have around like 50 plus locations, and they are processing or storing data. When I say data, I mean information about customers, and also their recording their day-to-day business. So they are using the current technology of data communication. They have a wireless connectivity, they have WiMAX connections to the central office or to the zonal offices. They are using the latest PCs. They have database RDMEMS, and they have a client server, but they are decentralized. Their business is decentralized, and due to that decentralized approach, the management and the business user is not getting the benefit of this connectivity and the high tech computer processing power. So they still getting month end kind of environment, where a customer comes in on 1st of September. The impact on the organization, the information impact comes in 60 days time. So that's a very bad situation, which I am trying to keep up or leapfrog it. So they have to jump from EDP services directly to the new IT cloud computing. So they have to skip computer division era, they have to skip IT. So I'm approaching to convert this 4-decade-old system to a current or maybe next 2-year kind of environment, which is cloud computing. Actually, being not with the state of the art environment, it's sort of a benefit to them, because they have less chances of getting intruder coming directly to their main central database. If it's connectivity is centralized database, then there is more problem for them, more threats for them. So they are not that vulnerable compared to a high state of the art organization, where anyone can come and goes into the main central database. So they have a decentralized database. The loss can be only on a branch level, and so that's why I'm hoping to create certain policies and rule, said that the data security or information security should be in different levels. It has to be a personal computer level, has to be a network level, has to be a database level, and has to be a network intranet level. So there is like 5-6 levels they have to achieve. Currently they are comfortable that their computer no one can access if they don't know the Windows password, but then I have introduced them the power on BIOS password, and then the network password, and then the database password. So they are learning these things, but I'm trying to make them run fast, so they can come up within 6 month time. They will be, and they will understand. Plus I have to aware and inform and elevate the information knowledge of the management, so they understand and they take the sponsorship of IT security and infrastructure strategy. I will not say training, but an awareness, like what in Pakistan the national companies went through in the early 2000. So this is what HPFC is going, but the duration was 5 years for Pakistani companies, but for HPFC it will be less than 5 months. So we will be jumping each year in 1 month time. So we have to reach where we are today. There is a difference between PICIC and HPFC, because PICIC is in commercial business. They are like a commercial banking where people used to deposit and get interest, but HPFC is lender. They are not collecting, depositing the investment from customers. So that's a difference. But at that time PICIC was with this type of environment where HPFC is today. So my approach at PICIC was to aware the users, the train user, connect them local area network, email communication, and also to introduce the paperless environment. There are a lot of paper files. If you have to buy a single thing, you have to go through 100 pages of file to approve, because it's a government organization. So that's a hindrance also in a public sector, that no one wants to commit a decision because they are afraid of NAP coming after them, or public accounts committees coming after them. So that's what happened in the public sector, that they are afraid or scared to commit a progress because jealousy or politics can hurt them. When you're talking about IT is a new concept, but when you're talking about public sector, it's still British colony. Pakistan is still in that shape. So they have that kind of accusing the public that they are doing wrong. You have to prove that you are right, or they have to prove that you are wrong. So that's the problem. But in IT, professionals who are coming into this field are educated, they have mathematics background, they have philosophy background. So they feel little frustrated, but they cannot move with the technology. If I will give you a structure, there is a 3-level structure. There are zones, and then there are branches, which comes under zone. So branches have their own setup, customer base, and then they report to the zone. So where zone, they have 5-6 branches, and then zone reports to the head office, where they have like 52 branches or 12 zones, something like that. That's what I earlier explained, that I have introduced the power on password, disconnecting the USB devices, because anyone can come in with a USB and steal the data, or introduce a virus or security threat. So as we are going towards the centralized connectivity, we are introducing these steps which will make sure that once everybody is connected to the cloud, they are protected. So the cloud is protected. So that's what I earlier explained, that being a decentralized, it's a blessing for the moment, than being a centralized and be scared for the current situation. But there are a lot of viruses coming, there are a lot of hacking coming, there are a lot of people who just feel fun to corrupt your data. If you look at the situation, the flood situation, what happened if I am running a business in Muzaffargarh or in Sakhar, my head office was there, I mean, I was out of business. So we have at HPFC, we have set up a DR site, which is our Lahore office, Lahore zone office. And the concept about DR site or disaster recovery need to be explained to the management, that it's not an alternate storage. It's an alternate place where they can perform the minimum level of business. So they can keep the business level at the minimum, where like there is an accounts department where there are 20 people working, but at DR site they can have one station for an accounts department. They can have instead of 50 people, they can have 10 people working, running the business. And especially if you have a environment where the single transaction is very crucial. For example, while I was working for a Mobilink, we introduced Jazz, the prepaid product. So in prepaid product, it's always online. All the transactions are online. If you have 100 rupees balance and you talk 100 rupees, your connection needs to be shut down. So it's an online processing environment, and you need to have a DR, a functional or a live DR, not a static passive DR where you are just storing or processing your business. So the concept we are introducing at HPFC DR side should be a mirroring IT environment where any transaction which is going online at the main office should be mirrored instantly at the DR side. So if the main office is out of business because of natural disaster or any terrorism which is part of us, this DR site should be functional instantly, and there no need to be lag of time to update the DR site with the main office. So the DR concept in Pakistan needs to be explained clearly that it should be a live DR, not a passive DR, an active DR, which I hope that the people who are working on in this area needs to understand and explain and communicate to the management.